Morning, freak. Today is Thursday, the 15th, and we're going to get on the grind today. Now this video is going to be about something that I've been thinking about for quite a long time, because I actually personally think that most runners, and probably people in general, I guess, are their own worst enemy and are holding themselves back, including myself. Also, there's kangaroos over there. So here's the thing. Here's a couple of words that, in my opinion, are all the same exact thing, and you would have heard them before. Grit, working hard, grinding, never giving up attitude, go one more, stay hard. It's all the same shit, really. It's all resilience. And I'd like to think that I am somewhat of a resilient person. The other day I was telling someone about, this process of me being essentially injured for like a year straight. And they said to me, man, Connor, I don't think I would have continued trying to run after that whole process. I probably would have just given up. So I'm either psychotic or a very resilient person, I guess. Or maybe I'm just completely delusional. I haven't really figured that out yet. But I've met really resilient people in my life, and it's like whatever goal that they have, they will do absolutely anything that it takes to get that done. Even if it means breaking every single bone in their body, they'll just continue going on anyway. And for someone who's tried to run through a stress fracture before, it kind of hurts to continue doing stuff when a bone's broken. Yeah. But the question that I have is, well, is resilience something that you're just born with? Are you just that grinding attitude guy, getting up at 4 a.m, smashing workouts, struggling through injury, trying to balance like crazy marathon preps whilst having 3 kids and a full-time job? Or is resilience something that you can build up over time, like a learnt skill that you can develop to get shit done, to get on the grind? Like, is it something that you could awaken in yourself, like right now, by the end of this video, to find that dog in you, to become the most resilient MFer that you know? Well, I actually think that you can. So watch the video, man. Now, here's what I think. This whole process of building resilience comes down to a simple brain thinking process that you just haven't developed yet. And I probably haven't developed yet either, because it's something that I still struggle with, okay? It's called framing. Like a photo frame. Framing is what your expectations are for some sort of action you're gonna do, and then what actually occurs. It's what your expectations are versus what actually occurs. It's your expectations versus the outcome. And this can be something that can absolutely kill your life, as well as running, which probably for most people is a big part of their life. And holy shit, what the hell is that? RIP, Mr. Moth. Not a good day for you, brother. Here are a couple of expectation versus reality thought patterns that most people, and probably most runners, actually deal with every day, and maybe even right now, okay? The race time that you expect to run versus the race time that you actually run. The time in which Google says that your Achilles should heal by versus, ow, an ant, versus the actual time that the Achilles takes to heal. I'm gonna finish this part of the video fast because the ants are killing my feet. Expectation versus reality is an absolute trap that can get you stuck in two kinds of cognitive processes, okay? Or at least that's what Google is telling me, okay? It's delusional optimism and crushing despair. Absolutely kills your resilience. Okay, delusional optimism versus crushing despair. Both things are going to crush your resilience. So delusional optimists get their hopes up for an unrealistic given time frame, and then they inevitably get let down, and that results in sadness. Here's a few examples. I want to run this particular race time on this exact race day. I want to be at a certain body weight by this particular date. If I follow this 10% mileage rule, I should be at 100 kilometers per week in like 9 weeks. It's inevitable. Consider it done. It's already completed in my own mind. And that is a trap, because when you inevitably have some sort of setback, you have no resilience to actually push through, and you get sad because you haven't achieved that goal that in your brain was so easy and inevitable. So guess who gets their hopes crushed all the time? Delusional optimists. Now, the next kind of thing that's going to crush your resilience is crushing despair. You think of 1,000 different reasons as to why you can't achieve a particular goal, and so you just don't even try or start to begin with. You think of every reason to lose hope, and that results in you, once again, being sad and not being resilient to be able to push through what's actually going on. You know, you can't run that particular race goal. You can't get out of this injury rut. You've tried so many different times and nothing's working, even though you actually haven't really tried that hard. Crushing despair. So both kinds of thought patterns bring you to the exact same conclusion, either giving up or losing all of your resilience to push through and get it done. In fact, it puts you into the opposite of resilience. Enter the Stockdale paradox. Here's what it says. You must maintain unwavering faith that you can and will prevail in the end, regardless of the difficulties, and at the same time, have the discipline to confront the brutal facts of your current reality, whatever they might be. It's like using this delusional optimism and the positivity that comes from that as a catalyst for change, whilst also using this crushing despair to identify ways that you are going to find issues and trouble and addressing them before they become a massive issue. Things are going to take a long time. There's going to be uncertainty with timeframes of things, how long things are going to take before you can actually achieve those goals. And so this is where the resilience comes in. In my opinion, humans are hardwired to want to have particular timeframes for certain outcomes. You know, I want to know exactly how long it's going to take for me to get to this fitness. I want to know exactly how long it will take and what I have to do to get back to this, state of no injuries or health. I want to know exactly what I have to eat to get to a certain body weight. I need to know exactly how to do something before I actually do it. It's a human brain virus. Now, here is how you implement this Stockdale paradox thing into your daily life to be really, really resilient. Step 1 is to identify your path and your end goal. That is the easy part. Now, step 2 is to identify all the barriers between you and your goal. This is using this crushing despair to identify things that are going to cost you some time in the future. Then step 3 is very simple. It's going to be to recognize that time frames are a brain virus. We don't know how long things are going to take, and putting some sort of time frame on the thing that you want to achieve is only going to lead you to either rushing through things, not doing things properly, or, not addressing the actual issues that come up. And then step 4 is just to attack each particular barrier that you identified one after the other. Very clinical, very objective way of thinking about it. And there you go. That is your framework to be a resilient person. It's that easy. The end. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.